Hello everyone. Welcome to this channel JIKOOK universe. In this video we will discuss something interesting and definitely a shame to miss. Come on, watch until the end. We all know Are You Sure is more than just another show. For some it's just a travel program about two BTS members on vacation. But for many ARMYs who have followed them for a long time, Are You Sure is a space where Jimin and Jungkook can be themselves, together without any restrictions or external pressures. A place that feels safe, almost like a small world just for the two of them. From the start, the show's format has been simple. Two people traveling, eating together, exploring new places and having casual conversations. But that simplicity is key. Amidst the busy world of entertainment where almost every celebrity move is policed, Are You Sure offers freedom. Here we see Jimin and Jungkook without filters, without rigid scripts, without forced gestures. Everything just flows naturally, as if the camera is merely a witness, not a controller. Many say that each episode of Are You Sure is like a peek into their visual diary. A record of days where they laugh, joke, tease each other, or just sit quietly and enjoy the scenery. It's not the dramatic, explosive moments, but the little things that truly touch the heart. A warm look in the eye, a sudden smile, or the way they respond to each other before words are even spoken. Interestingly, while Jimin and Jungkook are known for being reserved in public, Are You Sure feels different. It's as if an invisible wall has fallen between them and the audience. This is where they can laugh freely, speak without filtering their words, and show their concern for each other openly. In fact, many argue that these moments in Are You Sure are far more honest than their interactions on major variety shows. One clear example of this is in the first season when they spend time in a jacuzzi. At first glance it might seem like just a brief moment, two people relaxing in warm water. But for those with a keen eye, the moment speaks volumes. It's clear how comfortable they are in the same space without awkwardness, without the need to find forced conversation topics. The silence feels warm, not empty. They gaze at each other with a genuine gaze. A gaze only shared by people who truly know and trust each other. For Jimin and Jungkook, moments like this aren't uncommon. They don't plan their intimacy, don't stage a scene for the cameras. It all happens naturally, like a long-established habit. Even when some try to dismiss it as fan service, many ARMYs know this is different. Fan service can be staged, but the sense of security and comfort they convey can't be faked. There's something consistent every time they're together. It might seem trivial, like Jungkook always making sure Jimin's chair is secure before he sits down, or his quick reflexes when Jimin trips. Even in the hilarious moments when Jungkook falls while trying to help, there's still a warmth behind the laughter. These gestures don't require words, but they're louder than simply saying, "I care about you." Jungkook's concern for Jimin isn't something that just happens once in a while. He's always sensitive, even to things that others might not notice. For example, when Jimin looks tired, Jungkook knows when to invite him to sit down, when to give him space, or when to make a little joke to liven things up. And interestingly, it goes both ways. Jimin understands Jungkook inside and out, knowing when he wants to talk, when he needs to be quiet, and even knowing how to calm him down effortlessly. This relationship, in many ways, feels like a secret language understood only by the two of them. A look can be an answer. A touch can be a long, silent sentence. Often they'll start a topic, then one of them stops mid-sentence, and the other continues immediately, as if their thoughts were connected. The second season of Are You Sure takes this closeness to a more mature level. While in the first season we saw many sweet, spontaneous moments, in the second season we see a deeper level of trust. Jungkook, for example, no longer simply watches Jimin from a distance. He becomes more openly protective and caring. Not in dramatic ways, but through consistent, small gestures. There's one scene where they're simply walking side by side on a quiet street. There's no important conversation, no big action. But the way Jungkook adjusts his steps to match Jimin's, occasionally glancing back to make sure he's okay, is enough to melt viewers' hearts. This is the kind of attention that cannot be faked because it comes from habit and genuine affection. This closeness isn't always about overt romantic gestures. Instead, the strength of their relationship lies in their silent care, a quiet but deeply felt concern. They don't need to pretend to be affectionate for the camera. Sometimes, simply sitting next to each other in silence is enough. but the audience can feel the warmth between them. Many try to separate their interactions into two categories: fan service or real. But for those who have been paying attention for a while, the line is often blurred. Fan service often feels like acting. A smile at a specific moment, a touch on the shoulder or hand is scripted. However, Jimin and Jungkook's interactions in Are You Sure feel like a slice of real life. There's no forced timing, no awkward pauses after gestures. Everything flows. Even in a crowd, they have a habit of seeking each other out. Maybe Jimin is talking to the crew, then subconsciously looks for Jungkook. Or Jungkook is listening to an explanation, but suddenly glances at Jimin as if to make sure he's there. With just one look, they seem to send a message that's inaudible to others, but clearly understood by both. And this isn't something you learn overnight. It's the result of years together, of thousands of small moments that build trust. It's no wonder many viewers say that Are You Sure feels like a window into the most intimate side of their relationship. Their touch is also always captivating. It never feels awkward or deliberate for the camera. Jimin has a warm way of touching Jungkook, patting his shoulder, touching his back, or simply brushing his arm like a daily habit. Jungkook responds by leaning in or even resting his head as if Jimin is his refuge. What makes this so captivating is its consistency. It's not a one-time moment. These habits appear on numerous occasions in different places, and often without them even realizing it. It's like a silent routine that has become part of who they are. For observant armies, the moments off-camera often speak louder. A smile that appears backstage, a quiet comment only audible when the microphone is nearby, or simply a look that lingers a little longer than usual. Small details like these might be overlooked by the average person, but for those who follow their journey, they're all pieces of the puzzle that add up to a bigger picture. Their relationship possesses a beautiful strength: the ability to connect without words. They can sit silently next to each other and it still feels like a long conversation is happening. Sometimes, just by looking at each other, laughter erupts without anyone else understanding why. In an era where so much is orchestrated for image, this kind of authenticity is rare. That's why Are You Sure is so special, not just for Jimin and Jungkook but for those watching. Because when something is genuine, we can feel it even through the screen. And perhaps this is the biggest reason why so many people look forward to each new season of Are You Sure. Not just to see the scenery or the exciting activities, but to see two people who, regardless of their labels, clearly respect, understand, and find security in each other. A connection that transcends words, yet feels so powerful in every look, touch, and smile. Thank you for accompanying the sweet story of Jimin and Jungkook today. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss their next special moment. See you in the next video, JIKOOKers.